There we go.
Sounds
All
good.
right. All right. Welcome, everyone. Are you guys seeing our welcome to our monthly meeting? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
All
great.
right. All right. Great. So thank you everybody for coming today. Um, I do want to say that we are being co-sponsored with this meeting is co-sponsored by the Network of Rotary Eco Environment and Green Clubs, which Luca Marchesi runs, and we welcome everybody here from that network, and also the Rotary Earth Network Club. So we want to say thank you to our members and associates and donors and volunteers. And we want to have you guys who, if you're not involved with either of those groups, please consider joining us in either of these clubs. We ask that you please mute your audio when you're not speaking, and also feel free to turn off your camera to reduce our carbon footprint. You can turn the camera back on for the Q&A time. Recordings and resources will be available on the Earth Talks Foundation website and probably with Luca with the network, I would imagine too. And then the last thing we want to say is speaker views are their own. We have had some trouble with a Zoom uh, um, person in the past. Zoom, I can't remember the name now. Zoom, so some of our Zoom features are limited for safety. So if you're having any troubles, contact a host if you do need help with this. Now we want to do, whoops, let's get this, sorry. Ah, okay, we're going to have Joshua and Mariana read out our rotary four-way test. So go ahead, you two.
Good morning, everyone. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth?
So sorry, I'm not seeing the chart with the information.
Oh, it's not up, it's not screen sharing?
Yes, it is. I don't
Now,
know
now,
why.
now I can see it. Now I can see
Okay,
it.
good, good, good. Thank
So
you.
is the environmental information accurate, science-based, and transparent?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Does it protect people, ecosystems, and future generations?
Will it build goodwill and better
Whoops,
friendships?
sorry.
Does it encourage collaboration, shared responsibility, and community trust?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Does it improve environmental health, human well-being, and long-term sustainability?
Thank you very much, you guys, for doing that. Let's see if there we go. All right, Lori, did you want to say this?
And so, if English isn't your first language, and it's so nice to be on a call where really everybody else knows multiple languages, um, or if you're hard of hearing, like me, you can use translated captions and you just go to the bottom of your screen or your phone, hit CC for closed captions, choose the language that you want to see that language in, and choose the language. So we're good for everybody.
Yes. All right. Thanks so much, you guys. Welcome, everyone. Okay, let's get our speakers. Is that right? Our speakers up. Let's see. Let me get you highlighted,
Does Luca want to
spotlighted.
introduce himself or anything? Just one
Oh
quick
yeah,
time.
Luca, do you want to talk about a little
Yeah,
bit about the
because
club or the
he's
network?
I think that everyone knows already the network. You mentioned already that it's just a group of club, more or less 100, who have the word eco or environment or green in their name, and who are putting the environment and as a first action field in their activity. So I think that it matches perfectly with the art network club, and it's a perfect combination and synergy that we can use for the present and also for the future activities.
Excellent.
Luca, I'm going to ask, I'm sorry I'm jumping in, Karen, but I'm going to ask
That's
one more
right.
question. So Luca, I belong to a group of e-clubs, and some of them aren't focused mainly on the environment, but they do lots of environmental stuff. And a lot of other clubs who do. So if a club isn't specifically focused on just the environment area focus, but they really is a high priority to them, can they join the network?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that the environment is taking so much importance now in Rotary that using the name as a selecting factor, I don't think that it makes any sense anymore. So I think that we are open and we should encourage everyone who wants to participate and yeah, to share their experience, their project. I think that they're more than welcome, really.
So I'm going to say one more thing and then I'll be quiet, Karen. I swear I
It's all
will.
right. It's all right. We have time.
Luca, can you put your email in the chat so that people can share this with other clubs that they know so they can join? And I just want to say one more thing. The other thing that is a benefit of the Eco Club is that you get these little QR codes that will link to your contact information so you don't have to use business cards anymore. You get to be even greener. So, okay, now I'll be
It
quiet.
is amazing. It is amazing. I think that Najodi is going to be putting in some links, and one of them is the network of Rotary Eco Environment and Green Clubs. So we have three links that she's going to be sharing in the chat. So feel free to take a look and go to those too. So thank you, Luca. All right, let's get on with our speaker. I'm going to spotlight you two. And then I'll ask you guys to unmute. And Joshua, if you would like to introduce our speaker today, that would be marvelous.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invitation and the space that you are giving us. It's a pleasure to be representing Rotary Costa Rica. And it's truly a pleasure to introduce not only an outstanding young professional, but also a great friend of mine, Mariana Rojas Munoz. Mariana is a senior materials engineering student at the Instituto Tecnológico de Costa Rica, which is one of the most prestigious university here in Costa Rica. She has a strong passion for biomaterials and their applications in the biomedical field. She has also contributed to impactful research projects such as Biogas para Todos, where she worked on sustainable solutions for low-income communities, focusing on filtration systems and material characterization through microscopy. Beyond her technical background, Mariana is also SolidWorks certified and has demonstrated strong leadership as a student mentor and communications assistant. She has participated in international academic and leadership spaces, including the Latin American Congress of Chemical Engineers students and the Mission 1.5 program on climate action. What I admire most about Mariana is her commitment to social impact. Through initiatives like Niñas Supercientíficas, she actively inspires young girls to pursue careers in STEM. Mariana truly represents the kind of engineer our world needs, skilled, conscious, and driven by purpose. Please join me in welcoming Mariana.
Well, thank you so much for such a great introduction. Now I will share my screen. Please tell me
Looks,
if it looks
yep,
good.
looks good. Looks good, Mariana.
Super.
Thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you. As Joseph said, my name is Mariana Rojas, and today I will be presenting from waste to watts, green chemistry, green hydrogen, and biogas powering by rural transformation. This project explores how organic waste can be transformed into sustainable and reliable energy source, which with a special focus on rural and agricultural communities. Oh my God. Wait. Um, Wait, just give me a second. Right. Well, first I want to start with an special data that it's called the waste from a single cow can generate enough energy to significantly cover the daily electricity needs of an average home. That's something very important because in rural areas, especially in dairy farm, there is a constant production of organic waste. So at the same time, these systems require significant amount of energy operate. However, most of this waste is not properly used, and instead of that becomes an environmental problem. So, for example, for the major release in methane, greenhouse, and it's gas significantly more harmful than carbon dioxide. So this creates like a dual change where generating waste that impacts environment while also depend of an external energy source. So, in simple terms, we're wasting energy while we're creating pollution. So, in context, Costa Rica is a global example of renewable energy with an almost full energy coverage. However, around 10,000 households still lack of access to electricity, mostly in remote rural areas. These are precisely the place where traditional grid becomes expensive and inefficient. At the same time, these regions are largest amount of organic waste, and this creates a unique opportunity to disengable energy system using local resources. Instead of treating waste as like a problem, we want to turn into a continuous source of clean energy. Oh my God. Our approach is very simple. We take organic waste into transform into energy. This other wastage provides decently energy and reduce depending of the external source, and it creates resilient system to local sources to solve local challenges. Now, I'm going to explain the methodology of the solution that we provide. First, we have the biomass. The process begins with the collection of biomass, mainly cattle matter, with the provider dairy for the farms. On average, a single cow can produce around like 30 kilograms of manure per day, which represents a constant variable for source and raw material. This is a key and an advantage for the system because unlike other renewable sources for biomass is continually available and does not depend on also the weather conditions such as light or wind or water. Also, one of the biomass generated, it must collect for proper handle. It is stored under the collect continuous and avoid contamination or degradation, and its stage is constantly important because the system depends on a daily input for a material operates efficiently. Also, we need to be considered that it's used for lab pretreatment before entering for the main conversion process. The biomass goes through the pretreatment stage. Here, parameters such as moisture, particle size, and aminites all are adjusted. The goal is to create uniform substrate that we can process efficiently in the next stage. This step may also include removal of unwanted materials such as plastic or inorganic waste in all some regions which could interfere in the system. After the pretreatment, the biomass is introduced into a biodigester. This is a closed system where anaerobic digestion take place, a biological process that occurs and absence of oxygen. Inside the biodigester, microorganisms can break and then the organic matter and all convert into biogas. This biogas mainly composed of methane and carbon dioxide with a small amount of other gases. At the same time, byproduct called digestive is produced, which can be an organic fertilizer, adding an additional benefit to the system. Then the biogas generate this stage present the first form of usable energy in the system, and the methane with its component of the biogas as highly energy content can be used as a fuel. However, this project, instead of using that biogas directly, we take it as a step further to increase a value and versatility. For the biogas purification, before converting all the biogas, raw biogas contains impurities such as carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and also water vapor, which can be reduced efficiently without damaging the equipment. So through purification the process, these components are removed and the methane content into increase. The result is cleaner and more stable gas, suitable for the further process. Also, once the biogas is purified, the methane it contains, it converts into hydrogen and through a process known as reforming. This can involve thermal and catalytic reaction where methane is broken down to produce the hydrogen gas. The result is what we've referred as a green hydrogen, since it originates where the renewable biomass rather than fossil fuels. Now I'm going to talk about some limitations and risk. However, include the system efficiency invites investment mainly on safety. However, these are very manageable with the proper design and train and also the technology we would use. Another important fact is the initial investment. Although the cost can be significant, it should be seen as a long-term investment and generates continuous values through the energy saving and the waste management. From an operation professional, the system requires proper manipulation and back technology knowledge, which equate training and system designs. These challenges are very manageable and effective. And additionally, with safety considerations such as gas handling measures through the proper engineering controls and monitoring system, which are like the established in technology. For the initial cost, the biodigester purification and hydrogen production system, the production increased like a cost. However, the system uses the waste from the free raw material and engineering energy reduces costs and produces fertilizers. Over time, it provides economic and environmental return. This table it shows how where is the waste of a cow. There we have some the kilograms depending of the weight of the cow and also how many kilograms we use per day. For the environmental impact perspective, it contributes to the reduction of methane emissions and by transforming organic waste into useful energy. This is especially important as a methane is significantly more than harmful than the greenhouse gas can carbon dioxide. From a social perspective, this project can make meaningful impact for rural communities by generating energy locally and it reduce depending on external energy source and help the lower operation costs for farmer and small producer. Additionally, it promotes energy access in areas and infrastructure. It also to implement supporting more inclusive and resilient communities. Overall, this project it is not only to producing energy, it is about creating solutions that integrate environmental and responsibility with social development. One of the most important aspects in this project is the potential to scale. At national level, we can implement it to rural regions across Costa Rica, while where the biomass ability and energy depend and represent. At the same time, this model can be adapted to agriculture sectors, even replied in other countries with similar conditions, especially in Latin America. However, also scaled in a type of project requires collaboration, strategic partnership, and played a key role in making solution viable. For example, working with institutions, universities, and energy organizations can provide a technical support, infrastructure, and access to resources. In addition, international organizations focused on sustainable and rural development can support implement of expansions effort. This is also laboratory can play a significant role through community-based initiatives and pilots projects and funding opportunities. This type of solution can be thrown directly to communities that need it most. So this project, it is not only scalable, but it's also highly collaborative, creating opportunities for multiple people to contribute to share goal. So that's all. Thank you so much.
That was excellent, Mariana. Fantastic. I will, yeah, if you want to stop share, we'll go ahead and get into some discussion. And I'll bring up those couple points I brought up with you online beforehand. Um, we'd heard about hydrogen. Some people say it, oh, look at all the claps you're getting. Wonderful. Um, some of the concerns are the cost, and then the other thing was that the leaking makes it so that it's not so when it's leaking methane, that's worse, like you said, it's more potent gas than carbon dioxide. And so where do you stand in those kind of talks? I know the leak detection, you said those are getting better. The ways to find the leak detections are getting better. But um, is that, do you find that that's more of a problem with larger scale production? Um, or in other words, I love the idea of decentralized energy production. I love that. I love when you can have small plants when the farmers themselves can produce the gas and can fuel their own farms and things like that. But I just wanted to touch base with you on your comments about cost and leakage.
Okay, well, first, if I don't answer correctly the question, please reply me later because remember that my first language it is not English, so I need to
Yeah.
translate all everything in my head and then I can speak. Well, first of all, the amount of ways that we are going to use in the biogas biodigester, let me say it depends of how many cows or pigs or how many weights we have. So depending of all, it is like the amount of energy that we are going to produce. So
Okay.
if we don't have, let me say, like enough waste, we are not to obtain the enough energy that we need. And
Okay.
also, I don't know if that answers so much a little bit your
It
question.
It definitely helps some because I think the smaller amount that you're working with,
Yeah,
I think that probably limits some of the leakage too. But yeah,
yeah.
and then
I
the cost of all forms of energy production is can
uh,
be high. But yeah,
I
So,
don't know if
so
you have the opportunity to watch a biodigester in real life, but it is like a big something. So it have a lot of space where we can put the waste. And also I put some images where you can watch like the separation of solid waste. That's very
Right.
important.
Joshua, go ahead. I know you
Yeah,
can
I just wanted
translate
to
too.
make a little parenthesis based on your question, where when we were preparing the material, and Mariana was explaining to me, based on the question that you make about leakage, she explained to me that there's some like solutions that it's now being applied. And for example, here she mentioned, and maybe Mariana can extend on this, but she mentioned about biodigesters being sold by our National Institute of Electricity, and they have been like preventing through educational campaigns all how can you manage this leakage that you're. I know what your concern is. So they are trying to find solutions because I think it's like a balance between cost and benefit, you know.
I
So
agree. I agree. Yeah, the whole decentralization is great. I love it when you can produce energy locally for your farms, and I think that's fantastic. So, yes, that's why I really wanted to hear this talk. Okay, we have a lot of people that have questions or comments. Anna, go ahead. I don't spotlight people anymore, so just yeah, Anna, go ahead.
Thank you. First
You-
of all, your presentation, Mariana, was very, very well done and very stimulating. I appreciate it a lot. And being in Europe, I read a few months ago the problem they have, and I don't know if there is anyone from Netherlands among us, because in Netherlands they have a big, big problem for the pollution with the cows, and they thought they have to kill cows because there are too many. So this could be a solution, and you could present your program probably with some definition, some better details, or more fine, let's say, fine details. Um, to obtain a global grant to start, because I think a lot of Rotary will be glad to help young people, because the problem of CO2 is all over the world, and this is a practical way to solve two problems: to find electricity, to find energy, and to reduce the pollution. So I think we must follow you. We must help you as much as we can. Thank you, Mariana.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
We
so
did get a
much.
comment. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Marianne.
Thank you so much for the comment. It's very important, and I believe that Netherlands will could be an excellent solution.
And oh, Bertel, help me with pronunciation.
Okay,
Rose,
it's an international name, either Rosemary, or
thank you.
Rosemarijn. So,
Okay.
you're welcome.
But yes, it says we are not killing cows. We don't build any houses anymore.
It's the problem is with the carbon dioxide.
Yes.
And well, the problem. And the funny thing is, if you live close to the German border, which many Dutch people do, on the other side of the border, there's not any problem. It has to do with the scale we made. We made ourselves. I don't exactly know the figures, but on the other side of the border, there's no problem at all. So what we decided, what the politicians, what the administration decided, is to stop building houses, to stop excreting carbon dioxide. And since we have a new government since 6 weeks, now 3 weeks now, they're fully interested in changing the scale. If it's 0.5, they will change it to 0.6, and there's no problem anymore.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
And we stopped economics. Well, economically, it's hard to make steps to make money because of everything. It just stopped.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
am
you.
I
Thank you.
clear? Probably I'm not clear enough, but okay.
Thank you for your comments. I appreciate them. Yes,
Welcome.
everything. It's good to learn from each other on this. Chris Cameron, go ahead with your question.
Good morning, Mariana. Thank you very much. That was a great presentation. Am I assuming that you're working with smaller farms in rural areas, small scale?
Well, here in Costa Rica, we have not many big farms, but I work with a farm with 100 cows. That here in Costa Rica, that is a big
That's a
farm.
big,
I don't
okay.
know in your country it is on a small, but here on a smaller one, but here is big. And I also work with a farm with 6 pigs, and the pigs are incredible for this. So here in Costa Rica, someone who have pigs are very important, and it produces a lot of waste. So
Yeah.
yes.
The reason that I'm asking is because in the United States, the state of California has invested a lot of money in biogas for commercial dairies, with like 10,000 cows. I mean, really big farms. And what they're finding is that it doesn't, when that process is completed, they still have solid waste that they're applying too much on ground that has runoff. The water that is produced is still very polluted. People who live around these facilities are still getting really sick. And even though this is a good thing to capture some of that greenhouse gas emission from the manure, it doesn't do anything to mitigate the methane emissions from the cows and the pigs themselves. Well, pigs actually don't emit methane like cows do, but um, and it still doesn't solve the water use, the land use. I mean, it's taking a piece of it. So I want to caution everybody that this is a good thing as far as it goes, but it's not. I don't want people to think, oh, we can have ginormous dairy farms and biogas recovery, fixes all the problems with it. It doesn't. It's good for a piece of it, but not the whole thing. So I do appreciate your work very much. Just know that on a bigger scale, there are some problems that remain unresolved with this technology.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Raj, go ahead.
I take it straight from Chris. I believe that we need an integrated approach, integrating the animal and the farm. Well, you must be knowing that the cows and all animals, they produce a lot of carbon dioxide that comes out of them. That's one. So, are you thinking about to make your entire process carbon neutral? One, you are producing the carbon dioxide methane by the animals, A. Number two, you have a biogas. And the biogas is a methane and 30% carbon dioxide. When you burn it, again you have carbon dioxide emission. So how this entire thing to be integrated regarding the what Chris has get the problem. The digest that comes out is to be dewatered and dried. They are used for the fertilizer. As a large quantity comes out, 10,000 pounds must be lot of the cubic meters comes out. So are you integrating all these things? Because Mariana, you are in the right in the engine. And for future is carbon neutral. So are you making your entire process carbon neutral? You
Joshua,
understand my question?
Joshua, are you helping her with translation? Yeah,
Correct.
is he able
You
to help?
understand English?
Actually, we're going to ask you if
You understand
please.
entire what I
Put it
say, Mariana? Your presentation was excellent. You spoke very nice English. Yes.
English is her second language, Raj. So it's tricky for her to, yeah, it's
So shall
tricky
I
for her.
again repeat slowly?
If
Maybe
you could
Karen,
do it,
you can just summarize what the
well,
question is.
I got some
Uh,
of it, but carbon neutral. Are you going to be able to make your facility carbon neutral? Um, so I don't know if that's going to help or not. Raj, can you put your question in the chat?
Sure. I
All
will
right,
put the
thank you.
question.
Let's
Yeah,
do that.
sure.
Let's do that.
Because I
Mariana?
find it's a difficult for us to understand. Definitely. Mariana, please go to the chat. I will put it up.
Yeah,
And if
that
you
would be
need any
great.
help, please call me. Contact me. I will
Thank you.
help you
And you
to
can,
make it carbon neutral.
yeah, and if you can put Raj, put your email in the chat too.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Mark, go ahead.
I happen to know from personal experience with a 1.2 million gallon a day sewer treatment plant, that anaerobic digestion creates a problem. How do you control smells in this process? And does anybody complain?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat the
The,
question?
the, does your process produce hydrogen sulfide and does it smell?
Sorry,
And
I
then
will speak in Spanish just for translating, que te está preguntando sobre los olores, cómo hacen para controlar los olores.
Yes,
gases.
especially the methane, it has like a very, how do you say? Let me search the word. Intense,
Rotten
let's
rotten eggs.
okay, that word. And that is something very important because it also shows when it's a fuga of the biogas. So all of those are so important in the system. However, when it's like an intense smell in the system for the organic waste, it is also like an alert. And also important, something very important to know is that it is in a rural area, so the idea is that the biodigester, it is not closer to where the people are because it is in a farm. So I think that, well, for in conclusion, two things very important. One, the smell, it's very important to eat and find if there is something wrong. And the other, the idea is that it is not closer to the house or where the farm is, especially because we need also the waste from the animals. So it needs to be like an in a place large for the well, the house or the other stuff where people will be.
Okay, did that, Mark, did that?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
I
The
just wanted
process,
to I just
the
wanted to
process,
make a note for Mark. Actually, here, something that you have to take into account is that we are, Mariana is talking about like small farms where electricity sometimes is not available. So it's just like a solution for access to electricity. And also, you have to consider through the smell thing that here our like lands like it's several different heights, so sometimes you can put like the biodigester like in another mountain, to say it like way that way, so you will not get the smells into your house.
yeah,
So
engineers have,
you will not have mixed the animals with the people from the farm. So that's something important. It all will be separate so we can also be like in good conditions. Everyone also for the animals and for the people.
yeah, dilution is the solution. And you don't have, also Chris Cameron, I think, mentioned scale. And when you create anaerobic digestion on a large scale, it is a problem. And I stuck with it, and I was getting complained about by countless citizens in the treatment plant where I used it. And I eventually made it work. And about the time I made it work, I didn't need it anymore. And so we went back to the old system. So it was a terrifying experiment, but it
I
was
am
an
so
extensive.
proud of you for trying
Well, it
one
was
more.
30 years ago.
Yeah,
It was innovative in its time.
yep,
It had
it
all
was.
sorts of interesting problems, but I won't go into them here.
Yeah, yep. All right, thank you, Mark. And Marianne. Paul, go
I,
ahead.
I put my question
Yes,
in the chat box.
Thank you, Raj.
Please see. Mariana, please see.
Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead, Paul.
yeah. Uh, Thank you for your talk. So, yeah, we tried this years ago. My question is, when you say a small farm, I mean, what exactly do you mean? How many animals is it going to take to uh, make a viable uh, biogas system? That's my question. How many animals?
Okay, here in Costa Rica, we create like a pilot program with 4 cows and with 2 pigs. That's it. We normally we see that it works with that amount of people, and also I work with a biodigester that it only use 4, 6 cows, and also 2 pigs, as I said before. And that's enough for the biodigester be like good enough with the waste. So it doesn't need a lot of animals. However, it needs like a good production. Like it doesn't matter if you have only 2 cows, but it has a good production, or if you don't have animals that have good production to fill the biodigester, it's necessary to have more animals.
Okay. So, so uh, I imagine that with a smaller operation, you could produce enough energy to maybe run a fan inside the barn or light inside the barn, and that would be about it. But not enough, maybe, energy to uh, power the lights in the house where people live. Is that the case?
Can you please repeat
Que
the
si te
last?
te está preguntando que si la producción de energía eléctrica es suficiente como para prender un ventilador o en realidad es lo suficiente para que la gente que vive completamente en una casa pueda sostenerse la energía con esos animales.
Ok, cualquier cosa estoy en toque pegada de internet. Entonces,
Ok.
sí, me pego, me avisas. The idea is that the energy that is produced by the green hydrogen, it's all complete to a small house for depending of if you have like small animals, like small amounts of waste. But we also create like an idea where you can use for the lechera part for a farm where it produces like milk and cheese and all that, and it can use for that part for the farm. But depending on where it's used to be the biodigester, it can gives energy for a house or only a small part for the lechera, for the milk cream.
Okay, thank you, Mariana.
Thank you, both of you. Lori, did you have?
There we go. Okay. So I remember that several years ago in one of our city dumps communities, uh, not my community, but another one, in their city dump, they use this kind of process to convert the waste that they gather up. It's not just like for farms. This is like the municipal waste, all the people in their city. And and they use this kind of process to capture the methane from the dump and turn it into fuel that ran all of their dumps processes, the gates, the lights, the computers, everything that they needed power for. Can this process be used for like a, a dump, a municipal dump? Do you know what I mean when I say a dump?
Yes, it depends so much because of the location.
Hmm.
Well, the biodigester can be used wherever you want, where there
Hmm.
is a hole in the floor, but
Hmm.
it depends if you have there the animals and all the ways that you are going to use. So maybe it could be used, but if you don't have like the correct soil, let me say it.
Hmm. Hmm.
And also something important that for the water can be like an issue, because if you have a lot of rain or a lot of wind, well, here in Costa Rica we
Hmm.
don't have like that stuff here, because we, as I said before, we only have 2 seasons, and both seasons are so similar. But it depends of the soil, where is the biodigester, where is the location where you are going to use the animals. So
So what
maybe
they are. Oh,
Yeah.
what they were is they've got a location that's like away from the city, away from everyone, and they put down some kind of pads or barrier so that the waste doesn't leach into the soil, and then they use that to capture the methane and convert it. So it's all done underground with barriers so it doesn't leach.
Okay. Yes, I know. It is not
Mhm.
underground. It has like a system of PVC tubes where it's move the methane.
Mhm.
And the biodigester, it is like a big bag where it has like a, let me say, like a hole where you can put like a box, and there in the box you can put the waste, the solid waste. But
Mhm.
that it's like a circular moving, because when the weights come in, it's go out with the biogas, and then when you put more, it's continuing moving. And that's
Okay.
very important because of the size of the biodigester. Depending on the size that you have, it is how will you put inside.
Okay.
So
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you.
So I just
I
wanted
want,
to make a note here.
okay.
Maybe here in our cultural, like our cultural idea of a dump is different because we have the recycle plants that are like really big right now. We have two garbage trucks coming, and people it's trying to recycle a lot. So maybe the garbage that we're pouring into the dumps are not really useful for a biodigester. It's plastics and those kind of things that actually just like a parenthesis, we are working on that too. We're like trying to reuse those kind of plastics. But
Kinda.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
We're
I
fighting. We're
I
fighting.
get
We're continuing
I
fighting.
totally get that, Mariana. Us too. Good good point, Joshua. Good point. I know that and Mark and I, everybody understands about landfills. All landfills will leak. And so they do try to, even capturing the methane, there's been a lot of issues with that. But yeah, it's setting up the system in the first place, I think, is the most important thing. So um, Najodi, do you want to go? Bertel, hang on just 1 minute. I'm going to let Najodi go because she has something to present with Mariana. So Najodi, go ahead. Let me highlight both of you,
Thank you
spotlight
so
both
much.
of you for
Yeah.
this.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
There you go.
And I would like to just open my screen. Thank you, Mariana, for this excellent presentation. And I think this is today's need and what is going on around the world. And this is the best solution for the independent fuel and, uh, independent houses and all. And that practice is actually very important. And just I'm waiting for my screen to open. My screen is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Whoops, it was, yes.
One
Just
second, one
close
second.
again.
Okay.
Yeah, one second. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Full screen. Yeah, there you
Thank
go.
you. So thank you so much, Mariana. And this is in recognition of your generous contribution as a guest speaker at Earth Network Club in combination with our network of Eco, Environmental and Green Rotary Club. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Karen, Laurie. And we are really sincerely appreciating your contributions towards the green, environment. You are promoting a great work. Our next speaker for the meeting is Ivan Frischbergs, and he is going to speak on why value-based banking matters. And now everyone must be thinking, ki banking and environment, how it is getting correlated. So let us see next week. Thank you so much for this all opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jody. You are a sweetheart. Yes,
And
thank you, Mari.
I'm just going to jump in real quickly about
Yeah.
that next coming up one.
Yes.
We did extensive research for our club and foundation before we chose a bank because even if it's just a little bit of money that we have, we want it to go to causes that are just and not going to hurt the environment. So he's going to be talking about how our club, our money, your money that you guys all give, how it's working for the environment.
Yes, I was going to say that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Bertel. One more question we have or
Yeah,
comments. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, Mariana, for the speech. Um, what kind of stock can you use in the biodigester? Can you also use other natural material? Because here at home I have a cooker that a gas biodigester that I can cook with the gas, but I only have to use other stuff to put in there, like my kitchen waste, like the leftovers of the salad and the vegetable stuff. Although the starter is manure, the process to keep it going is just the kitchen waste. That is one question. The next question is on your biodigester. Could it also run on human waste? Because my gas digester, you cannot put human waste on there.
Okay, well, first you can put everything that is like organic material. So
Yeah.
everything that is produced biogas, like food waste, animal manure, organic slop, kitchen waste, and everything that produce biogas by your own. So you can put it. What you can't put is like plastic or metal. And also like chemical or detergent or non-biodegradable materials in special. For that, there is like a filter in the system where the biodigester have. So it separates the solid things that can go inside from the, let's say, like the organic waste that go inside the biodigester.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And
are you also looking into what I just said with the plastics? Are you looking also into doing something with that kind of waste in the future? Yeah, because I just let Karen connect us via email because we're one of the biggest plastic polluters in the world, the Philippines, and we have a couple of solutions for it that are small scale and pretty helpful. So
yes, well, as a materials engineer, for me, plastics it's a very special case because I really love like the production and all the stuff for the plastics. So
yeah,
plastics is so difficult to reduce. Uh, I had read before that in the future we're going to maybe use the gasification of the plastics with green hydrogen. Maybe if you want to read about that, it's also can be
no,
a
yeah,
for
yeah.
the
Yeah, no, we already we live next to Japan, and Japan is of course big with taking the plastic and making it into energy over there. What we are doing in the Philippines is at the moment even using the small sachets, because the big PET is kind of still recyclable, more or less. You can use it as a
working on
stock to
it.
sell, yeah, like that. But we use even the sachet. I have a friend, he has a company, and they take the sachets and all the other really bad plastic, and they make it into school chairs for kids. And the school
Really
chairs, because of the compression, how they make it, they weigh 25 kilos. They also make beams, plastic beams out of it, and they make houses out of those beams. And that initiative is now nationwide recognized because there's such an abundance of plastic that those two things, making school chairs and school tables for kids, and making low cost housing for for people like, let's say, in favelas. Um, but even also luxury people of people with money that want to have something fashionable for a photo op. Like, oh, this tiny house is made out of plastic. Oh, that's so cool.
Here in Costa Rica, we have desk schools also made for recycling and also chairs. It's very important for us because here we try to use like a recycled plastic, but it's so difficult. As Joshua said, we don't have like a especially place where you can go and put it. We need to search about campaigns and like especially places where it used to. So that's why Joshua said that we are working on it, on
Yeah,
the plastic stuff.
It's
yeah.
hard. It's hard. Plastics
Yeah.
is
No, it's
so
hard. It's
hard.
hard, but possible. I mean,
Yep.
I think the countries are pretty much alike, although the Philippines is probably a bit bigger, but we're both mountainous. We both have a lot of places that are far away from big cities, and that is, of course, always a problem in the collection of material. It's also it's multifaceted. It's awareness, it's collection, it's yeah. So.
Can I read Joshua? Thank you, Bertel. Good questions. Good. Can I read for Raj? I wanted to say Joshua answered your question answered in the chat. I don't know if you had a chance to read it yet or not. Where's Raj? Is he here still? Did we lose Raj? Oh no, there he is. He's still there. There he is. There he is. So Raj, did you read the comment that Joshua put in the chat? You're on mute.
I put my comment there.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
I will also
So
add to
Mariana,
the
please
question.
go and if you need any information, please call me. I written down my mail ID also.
Okay.
Okay.
Mariana, you have
I
to
have,
go.
I
I
have
want
one
to.
patent on the biodigestion. I can share with you.
Okay. If you guys can, yeah, that'd be good. Go ahead, Mariana.
I want to add that it is like a circular movement. So the production of carbon dioxide, it is a little bit kind because it what absorb the carbon dioxide are also the plants and the cat and the cows and the pigs and all that stuff. It's all the plants and all what is, so it is like a circular movement of carbon dioxide. So that's why it's like a good solution about that because it doesn't also like it takes and it goes. So yes, I think that I don't know if that answered your question correctly, but I think that the biodigester captures the methane you burn, turns into CO, but the CO goes back in the atmosphere, but it resorbs by the plants, so it's closing the loop.
You two, if you can carry this on offline, that would be fantastic. Luca, Luca has the last word today.
Please share your mail ID, Mariana. I will talk with you. I will share with my points with you.
I want to make
Please note
a
down my
final
mail ID.
comment. Excuse me. I want to make a final comment. So if there are no more questions,
Yep.
I can say that this meeting was extremely interesting, and it's proving the reason why we need a network. So the problems that we have are the same. The solution that we want to apply are more or less the same, but the local way in which we can apply this solution is what is making the difference, and is where we need to confront each other. Something that is good for a rural Costa Rica cannot be okay for a large farm in the United States, and vice versa. So it's important that we understand the local situation and we apply the correct solution. So thank you for coming and sharing also your
Excellent
the
comment,
situation.
Luca.
Fantastic. Fantastic, Luca.
Excellent.
Excellent. Laura, you can stop recording. That's a great ending.
Karen, I just would like to ask that is there any government policies or subsidies supporting you? Like in India, there are the facilities available. Is this supporting you in your region, Mariana?
I'm sorry. What did you say? I don't have good internet
I said,
connection.
is there government policies? Because this is a very great project and green project. So is government policies and subsidies are supporting you, or if you are not taking help, start initiating that.
Here in Costa Rica, we don't have like policies for that. We have like let's say it is not like government support, but it are like mini projects where people can work on that. Also, we have the Red Biolac in Costa Rica that is like a private entity that help us for to put and to inform people, but it is not like a big one. Let me say it is. I work on a project in my university as investigation, and there's where I starting like learning about that and all that stuff, but the project is closed now because of money. So we have like a small, let me say, organization that we can talk about and all that, but we don't have like a big entity. Well, it's a, but it is not like good enough. So kind of.
Can
Yeah,
I
actually, I am
mention
a environmentalist and I am associated with distillery and sugar industries where the without digester there is no waste treatment. There the input is different. You are utilizing livestock's waste, but there the distillery you see the spent wash which is very corrosive in nature and all, but it is all generating the very good methane gas, and that is being utilized, but the concept is common. Thank you so much for your excellent presentation.
Thank you.
That was great.
Mariana,
Oh, go ahead.
Mariana,